Are you in need of some pre-holiday skin love? I know I'm in need of a little bit of skin prep before all the holiday social events kick in. I've just been traveling for a week, and sometimes when I travel, I pare down to my bare minimum routine, which is basically these two Laneige products, which is a travel size of the Water Bank cleanser and this cream skin toner and lotion. And I really was just using this morning and night for moisture, and I was using this to wash my face in the morning and night. And that's all I was doing besides a little bit of SPF and a tiny bit of makeup on top of that. So I think I'm in need of a little bit of exfoliation, and honestly, as I've gotten older, my pores have gotten larger and they're much harder to keep clear. I'm dealing with some bigger pores around here that sometimes get clogged, and then they get blackheads. And then I also get some dark spots on my nose. My pores are having a hard time really staying clear, so I'm really excited to try this thing with you. I was able to get my hands on this product, the Shark Facial Pro Glow. I was given this to try. I am not paid for my opinion here. I haven't even tried it yet. I'm going to try it with you. Okay, this is supposed to cleanse, extract, hydrate, and glow, and depuff. I don't know how much depuffing I need, but I liked a lot of what I saw in this, of what's possible. And we're going to try this together. I want to see if it's easy, and I want to see if it really does clear out this portion of my skin. It has a heating and cooling option, which I think could be interesting. Okay, exfoliate, glow, repeat. That sounds like what I need to do. There's a nice QR code that's going to help me follow the directions correctly, but it doesn't look too complicated. What's in the box? Not much, but you do need to know how to use it. And there are some products here. I suppose that after a while you run out of those and you need to get new ones. For now, we're just going to try the ones that come with it. There's plenty of materials so that you have an easy time with it. It's cute. It's like there's a big egg in here. Okay, it's its own little self-contained container. Okay, and there's 3 pieces here. There seems to be the main piece that attaches to these 2 different objects. We're just going to dig right in, start using it. So here we are with no makeup, and yes, no makeup on my skin. I do have a little bit of lip stain on because I didn't want my ghostly lips to be a distraction in this. We're all charged up and ready to go, but the first step isn't even using the device, it's using this exfoliating gel. And I'm excited about this. This is something that I already do. And this is supposed to loosen the top layer of skin and loosen the debris so that it will come out easier. This is something I kind of do on its own, and I'm really excited to see how the addition of the device might change my results. Let's take a very close-up look at my skin before we start. Through here is where I'm getting larger pores, and on my nose I get the little black dots that aren't blackheads, but they are brown dots, and I really don't like them. And when I see them, that's when I use the exfoliating gels. I also have some larger pores through here, a little bit of fine lines. My forehead is developing larger pores too. This is all normal parts of aging, but I would like to be able to better clean my pores. When these things are cleaned out, my entire face looks so much better. Okay, so the first step is the AHA BHA exfoliating gel. Well, actually, the first step is pulling my hair back with a silk scarf. Why do I do that? Silk makes my hair feel less frizzy, and also it doesn't create some divot in my hair like a headband would. You want to avoid your eyes, of course. And you don't need to exfoliate your lips with this stuff. I didn't put it on my lips. I went like this. And that's it. Leave that on for 3 minutes. Just make sure you rinse off your hand really good if you're going to use your hand to apply. Okay, we're all washed off, and now we're going to use the device. And we're going to use first it's called the Depuffy device, or the Depuffy attachment. I'm going to use it on warm. They suggest using it on warm before you do the extraction, so I'm going to put it on very warm because I like warm. And we're going to use this like a warm gua sha, and we're going to put it in the places where we're really trying to loosen debris. And it feels nice. It feels like a hot stone massage. And I like those. This actually does feel really nice. I didn't really expect that I would like this part so much, but I do like a massage, so I don't know why I'm surprised. I'm going to really hold it on my nose because that's the main place I need the extraction. I imagine that this is nice to have when you need something warm in a pinch, you know, like when your neck hurts or something and you could give yourself a nice warm massage. That actually would be very handy. And why don't we just warm up our 11s right now because I need to relax. All right, are we ready to extract? Oh, look, there's 17-year-old Diana. Oh, there she is. Bye. See you later. Okay, now we're going to be switching the attachment and we're going to put the regular suction tip on. I expected this to be louder. I see, it sucks on your skin. It kind of sprays you and sucks on your skin. I think you can hear it. I can see there's a little bit of a learning curve here, but I think I'll get the hang of it in no time at all. I think you also want to have a towel handy in case you kind of miss and it drips. So you use this wider tip for the larger areas, and then there's a T-zone tip, which I'm excited about. I kind of forgot about it and I just tried to do my T-zone and I see why it doesn't work, because you need the smaller tip to create this section on those harder, curvier parts. And you can see that my skin's going to get a little bit of red, but this isn't like a permanent red. This is just like the kind of red you get when you put on blush too hard. Okay, now we're going to try the T-zone tip. Oh, yeah, that does work much better. So I do have to use some intention going over this area to create that suction seal. I'm not very good at it yet. I can see that it takes some practice. And when you have kind of a narrow nose like me, you have to make sure you create flat places for it to set. You kind of have to go over it with little kisses because I can't keep the suction for long on the shape of my nose. What's interesting is I'm actually able to hit this part of my nose which needs help, and nothing seems to work there, but this does. And this part of my nose, which is always clogged. And the water collects in a little tank there. And my tank, you won't be able to see it, but it's just the slightest bit cloudy. Let's see if we can see any difference between the sides. This is the side that I suctioned, and this is the side that I didn't. Okay, let's do the other side and move on. So you can see after me aggressively suctioning my skin for too long, I did it probably way longer than I was supposed to. It's still not red, so I'm doing okay. Now we're going to do the second step with this Hydro Infuse liquid. It takes a second to get the liquid going, so give yourself a couple of kisses. So one thing I can tell you is that I don't really know if it's vacuuming my pores. Maybe it is, but the tank was filled with little bits of something, and it was probably dead skin, and that's a good thing too. Still not super red, even directly after using it. Now I'm going to switch out the top of this for the cooling device, and it just comes right off. And of course, I'm going to turn it on all the way because I'm extreme. It's already cold. Oh, this is nice. Ooh, you know what I could imagine this for? Hot flashes. Keep this in your desk. Keep this around. Keep it in your purse, depending on how many hot flashes you have. So now this is acting as a gua sha, a very cold gua sha, for depuffing and calming. And this actually feels super nice too. And I'm going to use this under here, just as I would use my gua sha. And then I'm just going to put it on my neck to cool me down, because that's nice. Menopause is fun. I imagine this might also be nice for migraine treatment. Hot flashes, migraines, sore neck, There's lots of uses, actually, for having an on-demand cold and hot device, actually. And then sometimes you can give yourself a hydrofacial, too. This could come in handy in ways I actually never imagined. You know how sometimes you need an ice pack or a cold pack and you forgot to put it back in the freezer? Okay, then I'm just going to put on my regular moisturizer and we're going to take a quick look. So my verdict is that I liked it. There wasn't, like a ton to fix on my skin, but I feel like it was a good re-entry back into the world from my vacation to vacuum my skin like that. And I also think that it's nice to have a hot and cold device on demand. Probably the reason I like it the most. And then every once in a while, you can get a pretty cool hydrofacial out of it. I really do feel like it took off a good amount of that hard, crusty top layer of my skin. I'm looking very refreshed. If you are in the market for this kind of thing, then I think that's a handy thing to have around. And I took a chance and did this before an event today, and I'm not even red. And I think that I'm looking much glowier. Everything looks perfect and glowy and shiny. It was a really nice facial, and I found lots of little bits of whatever in the tank. It was a little cloudy and it had bits floating in it, and I couldn't quite photograph it. You're just gonna have to believe what I say there. I found this thing to be much more useful with the warming and cooling device for different ways that I never expected, whether that would be migraines, hot flashes, cooler warm device for your neck, or general depuffing, gua sha. I loved this. And it is a little bit of a splurge. So if you like self-care, you like facials, it was a really good facial. I mean, look it. Hi, it's Diana from the future. Actually, it's just Diana from next week. And I just wanted to update you before I posted this video that I actually found that this device works really well. Really, really well. Now, it did cause me to have this breakout right here, and that is called purging, folks. I have been trying to get this thing to loosen for a year. I thought I was stuck with it for the rest of my life. And finally, with this device, it's loosening. It's going to come out. I'm not going to have a bump there anymore. So yes, I have on makeup right now, but I have to tell you that even after the second time of using this device, it worked even better because there was less to suck out, and my skin is looking very bright. My pores are looking clearer. I love it. I have always found Bioré strips to be really painful, and this device is not painful. So I'm really excited to find a solution finally for the sebaceous filaments. Now back to past Diana, Diana of the past. So if you're in the market for this kind of device, I did like it. And if you're not in the market for this kind of device, don't get it. It's really that simple. I feel like my skin looks really bright now. Of course, I do have makeup on, but I do feel like this is what my face looks like after a really good facial. Okay, so if you're interested in that, I've tagged it in this video, and I hope you enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun. I'll see you soon.